The end time prophet.
Chapter 1 of the Revelation of Jesus Christ. The author, John the Apostle. And the blessing, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Chapters 2 and 3, letters to the 7 churches and the 7 promises. Chapters 4 and 5, John the Apostle is lifted up into heaven. John sees the throne of God the Father. John sees a glass sea before the throne. John sees a book in God the Father's right hand with 7 seals on it. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. No man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open the book. Then Jesus, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, stood forth for to open the book. Chapter 6, opening the 7 seals of the book. Each seal reveals a preview of things that would happen in the story contained in the book. John is told to come and see. John moved closer to the sea of glass and looked down into the glass sea to visualize the preview of the seal's image. The first 4 seals produced an image of the different horses with different colors. First a white horse, then a red horse, then a black horse, and then a pale horse. I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. So we see that the 4th horse represents the Antichrist. The 5th seal shows the dead Christians asking God for vengeance for their blood. They are told they must wait till other Christians die. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. So the 6th seal previews the end of time when God returns to judge mankind and reward his saints. Chapters 7, 8, and 9, the removal of the 7th seal allows us to open the book and read the story inside. The 7 trumpets or trumps. Trump 1 through 4 are grouped together with no amount of time allotted for their action, and therefore occur together and quickly. 1/3 of the trees are burned, 1/3 of the ships are sunk, 1/3 of the fish are killed, and 1/3 of the fresh water is poisoned, all from nuclear war. The 5th trump is the opening of the bottomless pit and the beginning of a 5-month plague on earth. The 6th trump tells of a worldwide army that will control the whole earth. We are told that it took 396 days to prepare this army for battle. The 10th chapter and the sounding of the last or 7th trump informs us that there shall be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants and prophets. Chapter 11 reveals to us the work of God's 2 special prophets. They opposed the Antichrist during his 42-month reign. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,263 days, clothed in sackcloth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them into blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them, and kill them. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And the great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying to them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign for ever and ever. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Here we find the final or last trump mentioned in 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Having reached the final trump and the time for God's wrath, Chapter 12 is a review of the things occurring in heaven after the opening of the pit. Satan and his angels leave the pit and proceed into heaven to make war with God and his angels, while leaving a plague on earth to occupy the earth. Satan is defeated and returns to earth knowing that he has but a short time to kill the Christians. Woe unto the inhabitants of earth and of the sea! For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Chapter 13 further expounds on the reign of the Antichrist, identifying him as the one numbered as 666. In chapter 14, an angel preaches the gospel to the whole earth, and then warns men not to receive the mark of the beast. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. We then find the rapture, when Jesus comes in the clouds to reap the fruit of his harvest. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. God resurrects and removes his children from the earth at the end of the Antichrist's reign, and then proceeds to pour out his wrath on earth. In chapter 15, we find the Christians in heaven standing on the sea of glass and watching God's wrath poured out on the earth. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw as if it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who lived for ever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God, and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. The first plague was a grievous sore that fell on those that had the mark of the beast. The second plague was all the seas were turned into blood. The third plague, all the rivers were turned into blood. The fourth plague, the sun became hotter and scorched men. Fifth plague, total darkness on the earth. The sixth plague was the drying up of the Euphrates for the kings of the east to come and fight the battle of Armageddon. And the 7th plague was a great earthquake such as the earth has never seen, and a volley of hailstones from heaven against the kings of the east.